It's focused on the one county you just mentioned. So our viewer wants to know, why is the whole state voting on this issue?
It went 115% up.
My property went up 75%.
To really understand this issue, we've dialed back the clock to 2023. People in Jackson County did the opposite of celebrating their property tax assessments.
We don't need any more lies.
Assessors estimate property values. Those values help determine what property owners pay. And the numbers in 23 kicked off political turmoil. It even led to the ouster of the county executive.
We've got still quite a mess here.
Voters there couldn't immediately take their fury out on the appointed assessor. So now they want to get rid of that system and instead elect an assessor. To do that, they need people statewide to approve their request.
They have to amend the state constitution. You could have a view that elections are better because it makes them more accountable to the voters. Maybe you believe that that will keep the assessments lower and therefore the taxes will be lower. You could, on the other hand, think that an appointment system is actually better because maybe you think this is the kind of thing that needs to be somewhat insulated from political pressure.
Why should somebody in Greene County care about this issue and not just skip over it on the ballot?
Well, to be kind, to say, hey, we have an elected assessor, and, an elected assessor can be more accountable to the people. It's not, the end all to property tax assessments, but at least we would have somebody that's accountable to the voters and give us that opportunity as well.
A no vote would keep Jackson County's current system where the assessor is appointed. We did not find an opponent to this amendment. The election is on August 4th. We'll have the ballot language, other links in this story on ky3.com.